Greetings Libra. Hey, thank you for joining me. This is your September 21 reading. I can hardly believe that we've moved into the last quarter of the year. It seems that 21 has shot by, and I know a lot of you will probably say, yay, that's great news, but I'm sure that along the way we have learned and we have grown from the experiences that we're all undergoing collectively and individually as well. We move into September with the equinox coming. It's quite a turbulent time of the year. There's two of them each year, one in March and one in September. It's actually when we have equal time of day and night on the planet, but it's also when the planet undergoes her change of seasons, and it can be a little bit more tempestuous. So we pick that up as humans as well. Now, I have done some intuitive work for you a couple of weeks back, or some psychic messages, and I will read them to you before we start the reading. We will be using this deck of cards, which is the Rider-Waite, and then this deck over here, which is a light language deck from Denise Jarvie. So I'll put those to the side. Let's see the messages that I got for you. It's, first of all, you've got the numbers 7 coming up. You've got 7 and 7 turning up. So that might be relevant. That often means it's a personal month of expansion. And I've said, allow the light to bring expansion, or take away the dark that may have made its way in through doubt or fear or grief or anger or loss. Then I've written down here, some of you feel angry. Don't hide from your feelings though, as they are all part of the whole of you. So experience all aspects by creating space to merge all parts together to move forward. I didn't even really realize I'd written that. I'm only reading it off my notes that I'd written a couple of weeks ago. So I think it feels to me a month that you might be going within to readjust some thinking or some patterns or some feeling. And interestingly, the video that I'm playing in the background, which is all about you guys being infused with transcendental energy or music flowing through the video in the background. Well, this one that got selected for you guys is music to cut karmic ties, healing past emotions, and transcendental energy. And this is by the channel NRG8 Musotherapy. And it was uploaded on September the 29th of 2020, so almost a year actually, and in that month of September. And what's on the screen at the moment is the depiction of a wolf and a great big full moon. In fact, I will show it to you. So that is the background energy and the video that is actually being run for you through the reading. Now, if that might mean something to some of you, that could be really, really relevant anyhow. So I'm just showing you that for the benefit of picking up the background energy. Some of you may experience astral travel or connecting with spirit guides in particular, because I often think of the animals as spirit guides. Some of you may receive new spirit guides, and the moon may be playing a role for you in the month of September, as in either the past eclipses or the full moons themselves, or the new eclipses coming up toward the end of the year. So with that in mind, let's start your reading. So this is for Libra for September of 2021. What is in store for them? What would you like them to focus on? We have a few that have come out. The 8 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, the Queen of Swords, which is yourself, the Knight of Cups, the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. I will just pull a couple of others. This is for Libra. The 10 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. Interestingly, some of these cards, and they're from different decks, are sort of showing themselves up a few times over and over. So 8 cards have come out for the reading. Let me just, sorry. No major arcanas, the 2 court cards, 3 swords, 2 cups, 2 wands and an ace. This 8 of Wands, which came in first, is the very beginning of your month, and that's what's starting. Now this is quick energy, it's fired up about something, it's feeling passionate or excited or conceptual, new ideas. This is about propositions, offers, movement, flying often in particular. Sometimes it can reference flying in a plane to go somewhere, sometimes for holidays, sometimes about a job or something to do with money. It can represent very quick timing, and these generally are ideas and passions. They also can represent fire sign people or energy coming in. They sometimes can represent, interestingly enough, new romance coming, and it can be quite swift and unforeseen. And again, I would probably suggest from my perspective it may be with a fire sign type person. If we're talking career, I've sort of said what it references. New ideas, expansion, quickness, offers, so possibly offers of job or offers of moving something around. Sometimes this can represent changing homes or moving homes temporarily or moving homes very suddenly. Then we come to this one. It seems so different to this. They feel as though they're poles apart. Are you doing a whole bunch of different things in this month of September? Because we're now dealing with this emotion of leaving something behind. Perhaps they are more tied than I thought, because this card is referencing that it's time to let go, time to move away from something. And usually it's these three things that you may have paid a lot of time or dividends or attention to, but it's time to move on, and you're beginning to understand this. Now, this moving on could be brought to you through the pace and speed of this card, which could be about a new job or a new home or a change in direction physically, going on a holiday or changing plans that you hadn't expected and you have to change it and leave this out. For some of you, it could be literally moving a house and you're a bit sad about that, but it's happening very quickly. There's also this aspect of the card which is very prominent and important. It talks to you about the fact that if you're sad about losing something or leaving something behind or feeling like the past isn't being fully honoured or respected or you can't quite merge them together, this is still a really big aspect of what you need to be considering. And this is either your emotions, how you feel about subject matter, or people around you that have supported you or been there for you or who bring balance to your life. So you have to ponder that about if there's sadness in this move or this change in direction. This is you quite sternly up there in a good, powerful energy field, feeling as though you're taking strength, regaining strength, especially I think through the mind and through perhaps the use of communication. Perhaps you are opening up again or establishing some form of communication with someone else or leading the way in something that you're doing, making contracts, designing something. It's all about your intelligence. Are ideas coming to you now? Are you feeling more creative or are you more inspired? You could almost be a mentor or you could be teaching someone else as well, given that she is very authoritative, she's very strong, she's very powerful in her own right. She literally doesn't really need anyone else. She's completely capable of standing on her own and being the queen on her own. So this can represent regaining power, especially if you've been feeling unwell or unhealthy or flat or depressed or off kilter somehow. If you've been leaning out of something, like leaning out of balance somewhere in your life, this is bringing you back into balance. It's a time of that. If you're feeling down or flat or out or off, you need to utilize her energy to re-empower your mind in particular. So it's mind over matter. I think that's the message this card is giving a lot of you. You've got the strength to make some changes or to regain your power. It's mind over matter. This one can be new love interests again. So you have two cards that could be representing the potentiality of new love. He could be a water sign, so different to this one, but it could be a fire with a water sign rising, or the other way around, a water sign with a fire rising person. He can also be things that we're passionate about and coming in to fire us up, to give us this mojo or this ideas or compassion about something that we're passionate about. It will grab you at the heart often when he is in, and you may feel more emotional this month. Given that we have 2 cups in, it's not a lot, but there could be some strong emotions tied to situations that are going on around you. And this one in particular talks a little bit about that. We come down here and we see the 9 of Wands. This is the 8, this is the 9. So we've kind of got this surging energy going on. However, the 9 is a very different message than the 8. He's more about feeling defensive, a lot like this card just before this happened. So he's sort of going, I've got all this stuff, I've got these ideas, I've been working at something for a long time, I'm a bit defensive about letting it go. But there's the letting go card. And remember I said to you guys, let go of anything that's been causing darkness or that may have made its way in, that's trapped you down or kept you off balance or lowered your thought patterns or lowered your inspiration. Let it go. But there's this feeling over here like, no, don't push me about and don't tell me off and don't negate me, which is kind of what this is doing. So somewhere in here, there could be people around you who have helped to reduce your strength of field, your energy field. It could be past life stuff, it could be karmic stuff, it may be family related, but it's as if you are going to go, I just don't want you pushing it anymore. I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm doing it because I want to. And these 2 cards really bode that. But somewhere in here, it's as if you were not fully there, or you were being held back from it, or you felt there were barriers to it, or you didn't know how to break through the barriers. So it's a mixed reading, it's a mixed bag. It's giving me messages of what might be going on in the background, but what you need to do to break free. Hey, that's a good word. I think break free is an episode here in this reading. This card is probably your best, or most aces are. They're always fantastical. This is opportunity of ideas coming in, but possibly around finances or job or career or manifestation of money or an increment of money, maybe a pay rise, maybe a job if you haven't had a job, maybe someone buys your services or products, maybe someone helps you or loans you money. It could be family related money, it may be a windfall. The Ace of Pentacles is open to so many doors and avenues, but you've got to allow it to open. And at the moment it's being a bit restricted in this reading. It needed to break free again. So somehow the ace needed to break free to get itself out of being sitting in this position. And that's up for you guys to work on. You've got to deploy the strength that's here and then remove any of the shadowy stuff or the stuff that might have held you back or the doubt that could creep in. Because this one is doubt in many ways. It's self-doubt. It's also pushing from other people. It's also unexpected trauma. It's unexpected loss of respect of friends or loss of backing of people you thought had your back, literally. Somehow they let you down. So when this happens, you can feel very deflated. But because she's on top of this, almost saying, stick it, you know, I've got my own power. I'm stronger than your desire to try and deflate either me or my ideas or my soul's journey or my energy field or whatever it is. Some of you may have a deflated energy field and you may need to really energize yourself, and with swimming or being outdoors or nurturing your body or going to sleep or taking a rest or taking vitamins or minerals or something along those lines. There's propensity here in this card in particular to be talking about health modalities of the physical body, but also the mind, you know, not allowing the mind to take over and to create fear or doubt or worry. But of course, hey, we're human. If we, you know, we're only human because we're here on this planet, in this lifetime, in this body. if we weren't human, we might be a rock or a tree or something, then we wouldn't experience the full gamut of emotions, including love, joy, ecstasy, happiness, but also including depression, worry, angst, fear. They all go hand in hand, but it's about bringing balance to those perspectives. So this card, yes, when he turns up, he's a bit of a pain, but he can be a warning to make sure that you are covering your back, that the people around you are respecting you, or that there are, morals or ethics in place so that they're not robbing you or doing this to you, deflating you. In the end, it is up to you to pick yourself up and regain the strength that you can have through that typical energy of power. Whether this be the Queen or the King, whether you're male or female, it's irrelevant. This is the card of strength for your sign. So this can also relate to back, neck, head, spine problems, anything in the thorax region. It could mean that you need to do something about exercising those parts of the body or having something in that area of the body treated. And especially with this one right next to it, I often see this as a card where we see medical treatments, sometimes already booked in. So like a checkup, a mole checkup, or a teeth or a facial type thing. It might be minor surgery. It might be even like spa treatment, going for something that's more nurturing and supportive. It could be therapy, it could be counselling therapy or mental health therapy. It can mean headaches can come in and be quite oppressive, like migraines for some of you. It can also mean that you need to get away and relax and unwind, and these two can mean travel or getting away, going away on a holiday, really enjoying that type of energy, being outdoors in particular, and enjoying that type of space. So there we are, Libra. That is the first part of the reading. Pretty busy, pretty full on, quite personal, I think, in terms of what you're dealing with or what you want to let go or how you're moving through emotional aspects of life. So let us see here what is in store from these light language cards. There's one. A soul name. It's interesting, I just read about that one before to grasp a little bit more in-depth perspective on it. This is for Libra. Soul love, soul name, soul love. This is very much about you and you personally. That one did want to come out anyhow. And nothing has gone wrong, which is really nice to see as a final card. The card of cosmic balance, yin and yang. Nothing has actually gone wrong. And there's the number 7. And I think I said to you that the 7s were predominant one way or another. As that is a final card, it's a very profound, positive one to think upon. So if you are having during the month any doubts or worries or pains or uncertainties about which way to go or what to do or how to react in a certain situation, take this as an overall outcome that nothing is truly wrong. It's just part of the journey of the destination of where you are actually headed, and that is eternal because we are constantly evolving and moving through the journey of life. The soul name number 1. Before we are born, we are obviously somewhere else or something else. So when we are in that locality or location or energy field, we still exist as a soul, and we make a lot of choices at that point in time to go through various experiences in this life. Now, one of them will be, what name did we utter to ourselves, or what name do we feel we go by? So all of us will have a name. It might even be more of an energy that you relate to, that you really connect to, that you vibe with. And when you find that vibrational field, because all words or names or items or objects have a frequency that they vibrate to. So when you find your individual personalized frequency of a name or a sound, you will begin to vibrate at that higher pitch, and you will learn more about yourself. You will become more conscious, more expansive. You can do this, and it may not be easy and you may not find it immediately, but if you start meditating or connecting with yourself at the higher level, at your higher self level, you will start to find answers of what is your journey, what are you here for, what are you here to experience, learn and understand. And part of that will be your soul's vibrational name. And then we come to this one, the soul love. So when you experience love for yourself at the soul level, you are finding that infinite power source, that plug that plugs into the universal conception of light and life. And we are all part of that, because everything is. We're just on a blue dot floating through space, and that space is part of an infinite billion things like us, like planets and stars and balls of energy that are all tied in infinitely to it. So the soul love can be grasped at any level of conception or understanding that your mind allows it to. And when you receive that soul love, everything within you begins to expand, to flourish, to grow, to develop, to understand, to become aware. Some of the words from the book are this: you are clear, pure love. Nothing from your past will block your dreams. Your future will be nothing like what has been before. You are the center of your universe, looking outward through your experiences. When you look out in balance, oh wow, hello, what was that? Total balance. When you look out in balance, you are seeing through love and will experience many variations of love. Make love your purpose. And actually, guys, there is nothing truer than that. Find it wherever you can. If you begin to introduce anything to your world that does not feel like love, shift your awareness, your energy, or your eyes until you return to love. Become so devoted to your purpose of love that no one will sway you from it. Unconditional love is not about tolerating or diminishing yourself to make another feel good. These are conditional actions that will make you feel less than or resentful. If you are trying to believe something that is not your truth, it will feel awful because you are not in agreement with your soul. Your job is to feel balanced in every moment. And if you can't, go easy on yourself, as it's just a sign you are yet to love something about yourself. And with that, we will finish Libra. That is a beautiful reading. There's a lot of gorgeous cosmic energies that have come in. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for being part of Team Celestial. Please sub the channel, like the video. I love it when you leave your comments, and basically have a great September ahead. Be safe. Much love. Namaste.